Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, February 25th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Wow, what a roller coaster of a day yesterday between the horrible invasion of Ukraine and the effects of the markets and gasoline pricing. You know, sometimes I do wish we touched on national or international news, but then again, sometimes not. Stay strong, Ukraine. Enough of that. We have some local news to share, so let's get into it, shall we? Yesterday at about 1 p.m., the Anne Arundel County Police were called to Marley Middle School for a fight. They broke it up, and parents and the guardians of the students were called to come gather their kids. Well, two of the parents got into it in the parking lot, and one of them went back to their car and pulled out what appeared to be an axe handle to resolve this secondary dispute. Not an axe, just the handle. He never swung it or directly threatened anybody with it, but it was enough of a threat to have him charged. And in Annapolis, earlier this week, we told you about the shooting of the kids in Robinwood and then the two separate shots fired incidents in lower income housing communities. Well, there was another incident on Wednesday where a shot was fired on Murray Avenue in Ward 1, just outside of the historic district, and police on West Street thought a man looked suspicious. They tried to stop him. Ultimately, he fled. They pursued him, and in that pursuit, he dropped a gun. They caught him, and they found the 9mm handgun. Boy, it's a shame that shots fired and incidents in the communities where they happen frequently can't be resolved as quickly as one in an upscale neighborhood. Have you been hit with an Easy Pass bill for tolls during the pandemic? It is a snafu for sure, and finally, the MDTA is doing something about it after being pressured by the governor. Effective immediately, yesterday, any penalties on unpaid fines will be waived through the end of November. Additionally, they will not be sending any unpaid tolls to collection agencies, nor will they be telling the MVA to suspend your registration. You do need to get them paid by the end of November. The MDTA is also working on additional people to handle phone calls and also their chat lines. And if you've already paid the crazy fines that were associated with your tolls, sorry, it is not retroactive. If you're used to banking at the PNC branch on Bay Ridge Avenue in Eastport, your days are numbered. PNC announced that they are closing more than 40 branches, including 3 here in Maryland, and 1 was the Eastport one. So that leaves Eastport with, let me count, 0 banks. And somewhat related, but unconfirmed, I've got to say, I think that the Bank of America on Bay Ridge Road by the Giant is closing or has closed because they put up a big old for rent sign in front of it yesterday. And some quick COVID news. Up in Baltimore City, they are eliminating the indoor mask mandate next week, but the CDC is expected to change policies yet again a bit later on today. It's been reported that they will no longer recommend indoor masking based on any classifications of people, elderly, immunocompromised, etc., but will look to hospitalizations and local hospital capacity to make that determination. So get ready for more confusion as the rules are changing once again. And as we begin to wrap it up, some events for you. Tonight at 7 p.m. at Alumni Hall, it is the Brigade Boxing Championships at Alumni Hall on the Naval Academy. It's a free event. You will need ID to get on the yard, and I'm not sure what their masking policy will be, so tuck a mask into your pocket. If you ever saw that really horrible movie called Annapolis that was actually filmed in Philadelphia, this match is the main plot line of that movie. It is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Also this weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, it is the Home Owners Expo at the Byzantium Center on Riva Road. Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. $6 gets you in the door. And remember, Jeff Devlin will be there on Saturday and Doug Ptolemy on Sunday. And just pencil these dates in too. March 20th through the 27th. Put that on your calendar. It is Annapolis Restaurant Week, and there are more than 40 restaurants expected to participate. Always a perfect way to test out the new places in town or refresh your memory of some of your old favorites. You can see who's in and who's not at AnnapolisRestaurantWeek.com. And that's it for the news, but here's some podcast news for you. We've been busy recording a bunch of the local business spotlights, as you know. The Chesapeake Youth Symphony Orchestra is up tomorrow, and next Saturday will be Current Dermatology and Dr. Molly. You want to send those suggestions to info@eyeonannapolis.net or DM me on Twitter. As always, thank you for listening, and if you are somewhere where you can leave a rating or a review, please do that, and make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know to give us a follow. A quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and Rehab to Perform. It is Friday, so I'm going to take this time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Other than that, I will see you on Monday. Now, hang tight. George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast psychotic weather. All that in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be, so you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, February 25th. Despite being 30 to 40 degrees colder yesterday than Wednesday afternoon across the Annapolis region, everything worked out pretty well on the whole, with minimal rain and little, if any, mixed precip. But conditions will definitely be better today by any measure, with a bit more rain, mainly in the AM hours, with temps 50-plus degrees, along with breezy winds gusting over 25 miles per hour at times. Then it's mixed skies Saturday, with high temps in the low 40s, followed by sunshine and low 50s Sunday, which puts us only 2 weeks away from a return to daylight saving time on March 13th. Then with plenty of sunshine and dry conditions expected next week, with highs near 40 degrees Monday, followed by upper 40s to mid-50s much of the rest of the week as we get into March and the beginning of meteorological spring on Tuesday. Okay, that's it for today and for this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there and a weekend as well. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, as well as through our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.